What is going on, everyone? Today I want to talk about Attack of the Astrals, a brand new demo just dropped for this game, and I've been following it for about a year or two, and just the development of it all. And overall, it is an incredible game. So I really just want to preface this by saying that it really plays like Into the Breach, kind of like where every single turn, all your characters can go at the same time, and the way they interact with each other, you're moving around units, you're pushing them away, or you're pulling them in, or you're kind of learning how each of the classes work in their different play styles. I really want to highlight one of the characters that I really enjoyed playing as, and he was the Berserker. So his damage was unique, and I didn't understand it initially, but it took a couple of runs to actually get it down. So the way he attacks is you dash in and he'll do either 1 damage or 5 damage, but it's kind of like one after the other. So he'll hit for 1 and then he'll go to the next unit and then hit for 5 and then hit for 1 and then hit for 5. So the way you can balance it is kind of like friendly fire a little bit too, and just dive on in from there, just destroying enemies. But I will say this game is tough. This game does not hold your hand. I was going through it. The dev was in the chat. I was losing my mind trying to get through this playtest. And in the playtest, you pretty much just go through 3 different areas. And what I really enjoy is that each of the areas, there's only 3 battles in every single one. So it feels quick in and out. But again, they're like mini puzzles. You'll pretty much start off doing a very simple one as your first, and then it gets a little progressively harder, but it won't be too difficult. Like, you'll be able to figure out without much thinking. But once you get to the second and third area, that's when things really pick up the pace. That's when you're really learning your synergies. That's when you're really taking a step back and looking and trying to predict how this enemy is going to react, where they're going to go, how they're going to hit, and you're pretty much just playing chess with yourself and with the AI here. And that's really something I want to highlight, and I just cannot mention it enough. I truly had to take a step back. There are moments when I was playing where I just stopped talking and I just stared at the screen and played it out. I felt like Magnus Carlsen, right? You know, playing chess. Here I am, boom, boom. We're hitting different pieces, we're going different ways. And then on top of all this, there is a summoning mechanic. Now, you can summon these different abilities and you're not summoning units, you're summoning like an entity that will help you in a special way. It's like kind of like an ultimate. And then on top of that, you get like passive spells or like active spells that you can use to either heal your guys, like whoever has like lowest amount of health, give them extra movement, like 1 extra move, or even do damage to all enemies, do damage to everyone on the field, things like that, or even get like a block. But I want to talk about the summons. The summons kind of had me a little up and down. So the enemies, like these bosses they have to take out, will summon every single turn a wisp or something along those lines. Now, these wisps, while they do either increase the damage of those units they have to kill, like the bosses they have to kill, or if one of the wisps, it's like the ice wisp, if you kill it, you'll take 1 damage. Or the last wisp is like the stone wisp, kind of like the golem from like Final Fantasy, things like that. And basically, if you keep him alive, he will give the unit +1 HP. And now every turn, more gets summoned, and you're taking damage regardless from these units. You're always going to take damage. So you kind of have to figure out and navigate how you're going to handle this. Do you want to kill them as fast as possible, completely get rid of the ads, or focus in on the main units? So I kind of had to learn and take a step back, like, okay, I can be hyper aggressive here, or I had to be like hyper defensive here. Even learning about this guy had his health boosted so much that if I destroy all of the earth wisp, he would just instantly die. And that's what happened one time. And I thought it was actually really unique. And the game doesn't really tell you that. You're kind of just figuring out these different mechanics and different play styles as you go along. And that's something that I personally do enjoy. Now, again, the game's difficulty is really difficult. Like the game, I completely lost every single time at the final encounter because it was just, I couldn't sustain myself. Like I couldn't sustain my units, I couldn't sustain my team because it's just overwhelming. And one misstep really can cost you the entire game. And that's something I do want to bring up as a little gripe again for me, is that I wish there was like an undo button. I'm glad there isn't like massive meta progression in here, because I don't think meta progression would work the best in this type of circumstance. I like being overly powerful at the start and really learning how to be overly powerful throughout the whole experience. But I do think there should be a little bit more customization options when it comes to these characters and basically how they function in regard to the enemies that you're going against. Now, each unit pretty much has like 1 main ability, and there's always a little, caveat to that ability. So for example, the Ranger, the further away you are from the target, the more damage you'll do to the target. And each character has their own little gimmick, which I think is really great. It adds like a lot of, customization to it. But I do think I really would like to pick my whole team instead of just picking one character, and it kind of just like throws me in with 2 other random characters. That kind of, has me a little that's like a meh for me. But overall, I would say that the game is a ton of fun. You should absolutely check it out. The playtest is live right now, and really give it a go. Let me know your thoughts, and if you find a game that's similar to this or anything you want me to check out, please let me know below. And if you're a developer, again, shoot me a message. I'm always around. I'm always streaming, always trying to make new content. This is my, review, my impressions of this. And I hope I was able to satisfy that. I don't want to waste anyone's time. Keep this video nice and short. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.